Hello, YouTube. Thank you so much again for tuning in. This is Cameo Nicole. It has been a few days since I have been on. I've just been getting ready for a business trip and lots of stuff going on. So I said either one or two things have to happen. I'm just gonna have to squeeze my videos in odd times like right now, or wake up earlier to make sure that I'm giving you your daily dose. So if you have not been to my channel before, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe to it, ring the bell so you get more of my updated videos. I have lots to share with you. We've been in a series of custody right now. If you know anybody going through custody, divorce, separation, anything like that, please share my video with them, because maybe something that I say may be of some help to them. I don't speak from legal experience, but I do speak from actual experience, just going through it personally in my life. So I just want to give back. So one of my biggest things today is it hurts. And what do we do when it hurts? So it hurts when the separation begins. It hurts when it's a reality. It hurts when you now have to face divorce. It hurts to realize that the things that you dreamed about aren't really true and that they have to come to an end. It hurts that your family may be splitting apart, that your children now have to go from household to household. It really hurts when the partner, your ex, now finds a new partner in life and you have to deal with them as well. It hurts to face the truth. Everything that comes with the breakup, with the separation, and and just with life being in a broken family, because that is what it becomes once the separation takes place. And back in the day, when our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, when they separated, a lot of stuff was kept secret. Father or mother, but lots of stories say father. When they decide to leave, they started new families. Then you have secrets. There's siblings that are created that people don't know about till like 30 years later. Well, now we live in a day where it is so common that everybody knows about it. Everybody knows your business, and you just have to live with it and deal with that public eye. And that's not speaking like social media public, but public as far as in front of your friends and family and those close to you, schools, daycares, church. Especially if you all were a member of a church together, a separation in church can be really difficult, because especially if you're married, then you have the stigmatism of what divorce is biblically and all of that, which that's a whole nother topic. I'm just saying how hard it can be for somebody to go through those emotions. And a lot of times when we're in that situation, we have to realize a few different things. One, we have to realize that it is not our fault necessarily. Now, the arguments and stuff, may have been our fault, but we really just have to take a step back and say, hey, did we really give this relationship our all? Did we give it our all? Were we real in the situation? Did we try everything in the book that we possibly can to make this relationship work? And depending on the situation, especially if there's abuse involved, you can't blame it on yourself. You just have to realize that if you are the victim in the situation, that you are a temporary victim and not a victim for life, that person has some issues that they just happen to take out on you, and that, it doesn't define who you are. That's the same as, let's say our children are doing something wrong, and we get on them. Like, they did something small to make us mad, and we discipline them. We still love them, and we still care, and we're still going to be there for them. But in an abusive situation, you have to take that for what it is. It's not like you were you know, you as an adult don't need to be punished for something, and it's not your fault. It's totally different. So sometimes the victims can get confused in all of that. But you shouldn't, and I'm just trying to think of like a better scenario, but you should not just blame yourself for the situation. Just know that it is that person, and you need to get away from that situation. And then not blame yourself. Don't blame the children either. Sometimes once we get in the situation, then we say things like, oh, if I didn't have this child, if I wasn't with this person, if I didn't continue the pregnancy, things like that, that doesn't help the situation either. So you have to realize it's not the child's fault. The child didn't ask to be here. You know, the separation is just what it is, just a separation. You two aren't getting along. So instead of going through the cycles of, oh, it's my fault, or if I didn't have my child, things would not be this way. And this is more so of a normal situation. We kind of think like this, and even in abusive situations. But when I talk, I want to talk from a more of a not so much abuse going on, because abuse could go through so many different ways. And I mean, every situation is different. But you all are just not getting along, and you all see that the relationship is not going to last, then you need to take it in a healthy standpoint and realize that, you know, it is what it is. It's come to an end. Try to keep a cordial relationship with the other parent, so that, you know, with that cordial relationship, it's easier for the child to go from home to home and split their time up, because splitting the time up is not a normal situation, and we want to make it as comfortable for our children as possible. Most of us did not grow up going back and forth. You know, like when my parents separated, my dad just came to visit us. We didn't have this every other week or every other weekend. We simply had my dad can just come over, like an open door policy type deal. And they lived their separate lives. Whoever came into their lives had to understand what it was. It is a open door policy. We could see our dad whenever, and my mom could see us whenever. Like, it is what it is. So now, no one wants to get along, and you got father saying, oh, well, you don't deserve the child, I'm gonna take him from you, and da 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 da, and mom saying, no, you can't see your son or my son because my. And it's really not my. It's both of your children, and your children deserve to see both parents. So when it hurts, you have to really dig deep inside and think about the reality, the nature of the situation, and understand that every child deserves to see their parent. Whether you're in court or you're trying to satisfy the situation outside of court, but amongst the two of you, and really put a lot of that anger and animosity aside and focus on what the child wants. So when it hurts, you have to really realize what's most important. Do I want my child to grow up in strife because my feelings are hurt? Or do I want my child to grow up as happy and with as much peace as possible? Because what you don't want is your child being in high school or going off to college, and they start off bad, because typically whatever feelings they harbored on the inside, now they got to deal with it as a young adult when it's a lot more complicated. So why not make it as peaceful as possible now, no matter how hard or difficult that is? Some things to do, like on those days when, you are just so emotionally distraught by whatever is going on, where you're hurting so bad. One of the things that helps the most for me is to literally just cry and shed out that frustration. Let the tears flow. It is okay. A lot of people hold those type of emotions in and don't want to cry and don't want to let it out. But tears is a way to release, and releasing will help you move on to understand the next set of emotions that come through, whether that's anger, whether that's confusion that you're dealing with. Like, if you cry and stop trying to hold it in all the time, you're able to deal with so much more, or so many other different emotions. And so even in when I was going through my situation, I literally took lots of breaks during arguments and whatever. I would go cry, release it, and then come back with a clear mindset. Might not work for everybody, but it's just a suggestion. You don't sit there and cry like forever for all day, but you just let it come out, let the frustration come out, because there's nothing you can do. You can't hit anybody, you can't vandalize anything, you can't make the situation go away. The only thing you can do is do your best to make it work for you. So instead of holding it in and letting your health deteriorate, why don't you cry and just let it out? Let some of that frustration out. Journal. Journaling is a really, really good thing. It really helps you out. People use journaling for so many different things, and they call it so many different things, scripting and manifesting and all that good stuff. Well, take it and just write your emotions out. You hate today? I hate today. Like, I can't stand what I'm going through, and I can't believe it's my situation. Now you feel a bit better. I remember when we used to go to the park and we held hands and we talked about having a family, and I can't believe my family is falling apart. But, you know, I guess it is what it is, because we did fight a lot after 3 months. Like, this is how the journaling starts. Once you start writing, the thoughts should just start flowing. And if you allow yourself that, it will flow, and you will be able to get out those emotions and be able to kind of move on to think past those hurt feelings and anger that you're experiencing. Laugh, watch a good movie, be with good friends, like go bowling, go skating. Like, even if you're an adult, like, go do something that's out of the box and have a good time doing it. Because not only does it hurt when you're in court, or if you're just in the midst of the separation, y'all are talking about custody agreements and visitation and all of that. All of that is just a stressful conversation. So no matter if it's court or between the two of you, you need to find an outlet of laughter. And then when the custody agreement starts and you have to let your child go or your children go, those nights can be lonely, and you can feel bad about it. So during those times, you want to make sure that you have time set up so that you're not alone. You want to automatically be alone, but in order to help you get through the day, it would be best to not just sit alone and make time for your friends. Go to the movies, go out to eat, have good laughter. Like, some days it just helps to just do so much in the day that you don't have a choice but to just fall out and go straight to sleep when you get home, so you can deal with those emotions. But you had so many good emotions, you're not even going to think about the pain that come with, letting your children go, or the separation and all of that. So these are things that just kind of help me along the way. Coloring, they have the adult coloring books now. Painting, I love wine and paint. It's just been an amazing journey to just start to find different things that I like and that I love. Bible studies are really good. I have grown so much spiritually and really invested in my Bible studies and making good friends and connections. So the time that I didn't have my children, like when they started going to see their dads, and one day I'll share my story on here, but it hurt, because it mainly hurt because my dream of having a family was no longer possible, and keeping my kids and my family just all together was no longer possible. However, though, I knew that despite my feelings, I had to allow them to still see their fathers and build those relationships and be as supportive as possible, no matter what I felt. And now it's not as easy as what it sounds by any means, and there were a lot to go with it. But my main goal was to make sure they knew their father. I don't care what anybody says, that is the one thing I would try to control it. And I'm going to do a video on trying to control it, because you can't do that. Now, I tried to control it, and you cannot control it. It has to be a natural release, and allow the children to see and know and build relationships with the other parent. Now, and if you're a father watching this and you have a mother, you have to, if there's nothing wrong, if they're not on drugs or alcohol, and gang banging and whatever, because moms and dads do the same thing. If they're not in the streets, if they're not abusive, you have to, because it's best for the child. Remember how you felt when you wanted your mom or dad. So we have to get over this. And when it hurts, because it hurts, when it emotionally is tearing you up on the inside and you don't have anybody to talk to, and you feel like nobody in the world knows what you're going through, where you are all alone and you're the only one in your friend or family circle going through this, and you just asking God, why? Why me? Why does my family have to be torn apart? Why do I have to go to court for this? Why do I have to let my family go through this? And why do I have to be away from my kids? You don't have to ask those questions. Because at the end of the day, it's just fair to the child. And they really need their other. They need both parents. They need them to be cordial and to work together. Lots of pride has to be swallowed. And a lot of pain has to be worked through. But it is possible. You will make it. You will get through it. I promise you that. There is light on the other side if you keep pushing through. Just like having your own business. Those of you who are managers, who have your own business, supervisors, CEOs, anybody on here, it is just like that. There is a goal. There is purpose. There is, things to achieve. You have to work together. You have to solve problems. You have to do a lot of logical and critical thinking. Like, you have to get to that next level. And the way you put steps into your business, you have to put steps for your child's life. What is the best way to raise a successful child? That starts with being cordial with the other parent, no matter how much you disagree, because at the end of the day, the child still needs both. They love both parents equally. And again, I say this without any child abuse, make sure, like, I'm not saying go see your child and they're getting beat every day. Different situation. I'm saying in a normal circumstance. Our main goal as parents, as moms, as dads, is to make sure we're raising our children to the best of our abilities. No, we may not agree on bedtimes. That does not mean they can't go. No, we don't agree on who they're dating. Are they hurting your child? No, you just don't like them. That's not good enough. Even when it hurts, you have to find a way to cope, to deal with it, and allow your child to be a child without all the drama. So that's my spiel for today. I will be back on hopefully tomorrow as I go on my business trip. I want to make sure I'm still being true to my audience and my videos and putting my information out there, because I pray that it helps somebody who is going through something, because at the time that I was going through things, there was no one. I couldn't find anybody who understood a glimpse of what I was going through until it was pretty much almost over. And so, of course, I still go through things, but when it hurts, you help others. When it hurts, you laugh. When it hurts, you find community. When it hurts, you let go a little. Sometimes a lot. And remember, your child comes first in the situation. I will talk to you next time. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And if this video helped you, share with a friend who may be going through something similar, or just maybe need some support. Leave a comment. Talk to me. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you next time.